Finds Olivia Rudolph down low. It's going to be quite the battle between Rudolph and Stafford in the post tonight as Rudolph gets the shot to drop there. Putting these two teams square at 2. So James pulls up from the free throw line, gets it to drop, but it's going to be an offensive foul on Zoe Fry for the moving screen before the shot. West Salem ball.
Here's Paige Alexander with it now. Alexander out to Bennett. Screened by Ailstock. Alexander drives. It's going to be stolen by Fry and then back to Olivia Rudolph. Here's James with it now.
Here's Hillary James.
Just under 6 minutes remain in the first quarter.
Both teams with 2. James over to Gretchen Olsen. Olsen out to Stafford. Stafford gets the screen from Olsen. Hands off to Keith. Keith fakes 3, drives. Out to Hillary James from deep. Off the mark. Saved by Olivia Rudolph to Madison Ailstock. Ailstock to Alexander, back to Ailstock. She tries the long 2. Missed everything there. Rebounded by Delaney Keith. Here's Hillary James for the Saxons. James drives baseline, goes up with it. No good. Unable to draw the foul, and here come the Titans. Paige Alexander. Over to Adria Dixon. Excuse me, Lizzie Bennett. And Lizzie Bennett hits the 3. The freshman. Hillary James, marked by Paige Alexander. Drives, kicks it out to Victoria Stafford. Olsen drives baseline, spins, goes up with it, can't get to the drop. Fry saves it to Delaney Keith. Keith drives, and she's fouled. It'll be Hillary James the inbound. Inbounded to Fry. Takes dribble with the left hand, goes up with the fadeaway, no good. Rudolph tries the rebound, mistimes the jump, and it'll be out of bounds. South Salem ball. Here's Delaney Keith. Over to Victoria Stafford. Delaney Keith with some space in the corner, tries the 3. There we go.
Bingo! Keith from deep. Keith gets dished out to the coffin corner. Easy money.
Here's Olivia Rudolph in the post.
All right, Rudolph is going to head to the 15-footer. Attempt 2. Here's Rudolph. She gets the first one to drop. Currently, the Titans lead by 1 as she attempts the second to get it to drop. Just under 4 minutes remain in the first quarter. Saxons 5, Titans 7. And here's Hillary James with the ball now. James guarded by Alexander. James drives to the rack. Spin move, tosses it up. She gets it to drop.
On the replay here, Hillary James recognizes she's got a lot of space, spins, and gets the shot off.
Now back to the Titan side of the court. Here's Bennett.
Lizzie Bennett trying to find someone to pass to. Barely able to connect with Maya Adams there. Adams down to Olivia Rudolph. Rudolph drives on Stafford, goes up with it, and converts. Saxons trail by 2. 3:15 remain in the first. James gets the screen from Stafford. Goes up with the left hand. Can't get it the drop. Tipped up by Alexander.
Gets the rebound. Tosses it up again. It's good.
Hillary James with the fadeaway jumper over Paige Alexander.
Kind of replay what happened last possession. Fadeaway like Mamba.
And Olivia Rudolph gets a drop on the other end.
2 minutes, 45 seconds remain in the first quarter. Saxon's trailing by 2, but that's nothing to worry about.
Here's Gretchen Olsen over to Victoria Stafford. Hillary James with the deep three off the mark. Tipped out. Delaney Keith somehow recovers. 2:20 remain in the first. Saxons trail by 2. Keith over to Hillary James. Delaney Keith.
Hillary James gets 2 to drop. Ties up the game.
Great find there by Delaney Keith as she hit the deck. Able to get it off to Hillary James, who converts.
30-second timeout. Ending the game for the Saxons, number 0, Ellison Hayes. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight's game is being videotaped by Capital Community Television in Salem and will be shown on CCTV, cable channels 22 and 322 HD. Saturday at 2 a.m. and 8 p.m. Monday at 6 p.m. Wednesday at 4 p.m. That's CCTV, Capital Channels, cable channels 22 and 322 HD in Salem.
All right. 2 minutes and 9 seconds remain in the first quarter. Tied ball game at 11.
And it'll be Madison Ailstock to inbound to Paige Alexander for the Titans.
Paige Alexander is not only a basketball player, but she's also a soccer commit at the University of Oregon.
Paige Alexander calling out motion, but not a lot of motion with this West Salem lineup.
Seems to be running down the clock. Now, if there was a shot clock in this game, folks, there'd be a lot of violations.
West Salem losing the last matchup between South Salem only by 3. Another game that could go either direction between these top 10 ranked teams.
For sure. It's great to watch these teams play because of their such close ranking. Makes it out to be a great game.
Olivia Rudolph drives, fakes on Fry, takes it to the rack and converts. Olivia Rudolph has proven to be quite the problem for Saxons, especially in the paint. Just over a minute remain in the first. Saxons trail by 2. Olsen drives baseline, over to Fry. Fry barely holds on to it and gets it off to Hayes. Olsen with the deep 3 off the mark. Fry with the rebound. Tipped out and Hillary James recovers. James switches the court to Hayes. Hayes goes up with the right hand and gets it the drop.
The right hook.
Saxons and Titans square at 13.
Hayes tosses it up, gets the right hook to drop for 2.
Olivia Rudolph posting up once again on Zoe Fry. No good, but she'll head to the line to shoot 2.
Just under 25 seconds remain in the first quarter. Ball game's tied back up again at 13 points.
Rudolph misses the first one. And Victoria Stafford checking into the game for Zoe Fry. Let's see if this change by Saxon coach Adrian Lewis can hold Olivia Rudolph to less opportunities down in the paint.
Along with Sarah Rice for West Salem checking in from Madison Ailstock.
Olsen snags the rebound. Here's Hillary James.
Trying to run down the clock with 13 seconds left.
10 seconds on the clock. Here's Hillary James. James drives, goes up with it, and converts with 5 seconds remaining in the first. Titans will try to get one off before the buzzer. Alexander, crazy shot from half, nowhere near the target. And after one quarter, Saxon's lead, 15-13. And we're going to head down to Jacob Okello for a little first quarter report.
He's when Allison does something that something goes wrong. Hello, thanks guys. This is the women's game right now. Very entertaining so far. West looks like they're gonna get demolished again. And congrats to South's boys for winning the conference championship. I don't know if you guys have heard that, but that's been addressed. Congrats to them. The women's are on their way to do the same thing. Thank you guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Jacob. And you're right, congratulations to that boys team after winning the conference championship once again. Saxon with an undefeated record for the boys guarantees them conference first place. And to start the second quarter, it'll be Sarah Rice to inbound.
Sarah Rice, another soccer player for West. She's committed to Arizona. Multi-sport athletes.
Alexander drives, crazy shot, off the mark. Rebounded by Ellison Haydes. Ellison Haydes over to Delaney Keith. Keith drives baseline. Reverse layup, can't get to the drop. Olivia Roscoe with the rebound.
We're going to call a block there, number 23.
And Maya Adams heads to the line for the Titans. And she gets the first one to drop.
And she gets the second one. Switch the score. Tied game at 15.
Here's Hillary James,
7 minutes.
marked by Paige Alexander. Kicks it out to Ellison Haydes. Haydes trying to dish to Jackie Wadsworth. Tipped out of bounds, Titan ball.
Here's Alexander with it now.
Olivia Roscoe trying to get some space down low. She's marked by Jackie Wadsworth. Tipped out by Wadsworth. Haydes recovers. Ellison Haydes over to Delaney Keith. Keith fakes the three. Drives. This is to Hallie Barham. Hallie Barham out to Hillary James. Hillary James from deep.
Hey! Rainbow three by James.
Great find by Hallie Barham for Hillary James to lock and load and drain that three from deep.
James is known for her offensive playing abilities and her great defense as well, showing that she's a great player for the South Salem basketball team.
Here's Paige Alexander. She tries the three on the other end. Total brick. Gets her on rebound, though.
I've noticed that Paige Alexander seemed to go over to favor that side of the court quite a bit. Getting stuck over there.
Titans struggling to get some offensive play going without Olivia Rudolph in the game.
Shows how important it is to have a tall player on a basketball team, especially down in the paint.
Kicked out to Hillary James. Here's Hillary James. Handed off to Ellison Haydes. Haydes with the right hand. Can't get to the drop. Here's Paige Alexander. Trying to find Sarah Rice on the break. Just barely missed the pass there, and it'll be Saxon ball headed back the other way. And Olivia Rudolph, top scorer for the Titans, coming back into the game. Definitely going to pose a threat on the offensive side of things. Here's Hillary James. Pulls up from the free throw line. Can't get it to drop. Rudolph with the rebound. And Mimi Bolden checks into the game for the Saxons for Delaney Keith. It'll be Paige Alexander at inbound. Jackie Wadsworth working very hard to not let Olivia Rudolph get the ball. Referee making sure everything's okay and not getting too physical down there. Inbounded to Rudolph. And it's travel on Olivia Rudolph from the pressure from Jackie Wadsworth and Hallie Barham. Big turnover there for the Saxons. Here's Hillary James. Over to Elson Haydes. Here's Mimi Bolden. And it's going to be a jump ball between Bolden and Rice. South Salem ball on the baseline. And Maddie Ailstock checks back in for Sarah Rice.
Just under 5 minutes remaining. Saxons leading by 3.
Hillary James gets it off to Haydes. Hallie Barham drives baseline. Up to Ellison Haydes. Over to Mimi Bolden. Bolden drives, goes up with it. Almost gets it to roll. Loose ball. Recovered by Maya Adams, and it's going to be a loose ball foul on Ellison Haydes. Tight ball headed back the other way. Saxon's already with 6 fouls with 4.5 minutes remaining in the second. Nearing that penalty. Gretchen Olsen coming back into the game for the Saxons. Oh! Paige Alexander blocked from behind there by Hillary James, but referees say it's a foul, and Alexander will head to the line to shoot 2.
I'd like to shout out my little brother, Brendan Reed, along with my sister, Olivia Salisbury, and my dad and my mom. Thank you all for watching.
Paige Alexander gets the first one to drop as Lizzie Bennett checks back into the game for Olivia Orozco. And Alexander gets second on the drop. Cutting the Saxon lead to only 1 with 4 minutes and 23 seconds remaining in the second. Hillary James drives out to Wadsworth. Wadsworth finds Olsen in the corner. Olsen doesn't take the screen from Wadsworth. Over to Mimi Bolden. Here's Bolden again in the corner. She drives baseline. Over to Olsen. Saxon
drives.
ball movement, creating a lot of space for Ellison Haydes to shoot. No good. Rebounded by Olivia Rudolph.
Looks like Jackie Wadsworth is having to take over the post position. Plays for Zoe Fry.
Along with Victoria Stafford not in the game.
Yep.
And count the basket. Madison Ailstock heads to the line with a chance to complete a 3-point play.
Zoe Fry and Delaney Keith are going to enter back into the game for Jackie Wadsworth and Ellison Haydes. Here's Madison Ailstock at the line for the Titans. She doesn't get it to roll. Here's Olsen with it now. Here's James. James hands it off to Keith. Keith tosses it up from outside the arc. She gets it to roll. Keith for 3. All right, here's Alexander. 3 minutes and 10 seconds left. Alexander finds herself back over in that side of the court. It's handed out to no good. Back to Ailstock. She's going to be called on for a travel. Madison Ailstock. It's going to be Saxon ball into the hoop. Just under 3 minutes remaining. Here's James with it now.
Hillary James gets some information from Coach Adrienne Lewis. She passes over to Olsen. Here's Mimi Bolden. Back to Gretchen Olsen. Olsen gets a screen from Fry. Nowhere to go. Out of bounds. Off of Lizzie Bennett. And it'll be South Salem ball on the sideline. Olsen inbound to Hillary James.
Hillary James trying to reset the offense here.
She takes it straight to the rack, goes up with the left hand, no good. Rebounded by Ailstock. Here come Paige Alexander and the Titans. Alexander goes up with it, no good. Delaney Keith with a strong rebound and is able to draw the foul on a reaching Olivia Rudolph. Rudolph's first foul of the game. The Titans' only second foul so far. Here's Hillary James for the Saxons.
2 minutes and 10 seconds left in the first half. Saxons up by 2. Here's Mimi Bolden. Well, she drives, no good. Bounded by Zoe Fry. She doesn't get it to drop.
But Fry will head to the line to shoot 2. Exactly 2 minutes remain in the second quarter. Saxons lead by 2. Fry gets the first one to drop, nothing but net. Sarah Rice checks back into the game for Madison Ailstock.
There we
Fry
go.
banks in the second one. Banks open on a Friday, I guess.
Of course. Out to Maya Adams.
She finds Rudolph in the post. Rudolph trying to post up on Fry. Goes up with it. Gets nothing there. Here comes Gretchen Olsen. Olsen to Hillary James in space. James to Bolden. Bolden with the wide 3. Unlucky. Off the mark. And here come the Titans. Here's Sarah Rice on the break. To Paige Alexander. Paige Alexander with the deep 3. Off the mark. Rebounded by Delaney Keith. Delaney Keith pulls up from 3. There we go.
Bingo! Keith from 3.
Delaney Keith with the answer after Paige Alexander's missed 3. A minute and 11 seconds remaining in the second. Saxons lead by 7. It's going to be Maya Adams inbound to Paige Alexander.
Minute 5 remaining in the first half.
Here's Maya Adams. Finds Olivia Roscoe down low. Intercepted by Delaney Keith. Here's Keith on the break.
Ooh.
Some quality handles there by Delaney Keith.
45 seconds left.
Saxons reset with Hillary James. James over to Bolden. Mimi Bolden drives, goes up with the right hand, and converts. Great shot there by Mimi Bolden. Here's Paige Alexander with 25 seconds on the clock. Finds Sarah Rice. Sarah Rice drives, goes up with the left hand, no good. Wadsworth snags the rebound up high. Here comes Keith, 15 seconds on the clock. She finds Bolden. Over to Hillary James, behind the back. And there is going to be a foul called on the play on Paige Alexander. And it'll be South Salem ball underneath the basket as they sub on Victoria Stafford for the final 8 seconds of the first half. And Stafford gets a travel called with 5 seconds on the clock, giving the Titans 5 seconds to drop a play.
Good job, Stewart.
Inbounded to Paige Alexander. She drives, goes up at the buzzer. Count the basket with .3 on the clock. She'll head to the line with a chance at 3-point play. There's been 1.3 placed back in the clock as Alexander misses the free throw. And after 2 quarters, Saxon's 28, Titans 21.
2 quarters of play. South Salem Saxons 28. The West Salem Titans 21. We remind fans to please.
And we're going to head down to Jacob Okello, who's going to be getting an interview with South Salem coach Adrian Lewis.
Hey, let him in. You have your key.
You guys are up right now. What has been key to you guys maintaining this lead?
We were able to stop their posts in that second quarter. She got a lot of points that first quarter and kind of dominated us. We were doing a good job rebounding, and we're starting to finish over there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob. Some quality input from South Salem head coach Adrian Lewis. And it looks like there's going to be some sort of halftime show deal with local State Farm agent Ted Ferry. He's not wearing khakis, though, unlike Jake from State Farm. Saxon boys assistant coach Kyle Atkinson is currently telling a story of his own about intoxicated and distracted driving, as we try to raise awareness to that and cut that out of our society.
ready. It'll be Titan ball to begin the final half. Paige Alexander is going to dish it out to, or it'll be Paige Alexander start it off. Almost stolen there by Victoria Stafford. And it's stolen by Hillary James. It's going to be a foul. Saxon ball on the sideline.
And it'll be Delaney Keith inbound for the Saxons. Here comes Hillary James. Here's Hillary James on the side. She finds Stafford in the post. Stafford can't convert, gets her own rebound. This time blocked by Olivia Rudolph, but she's able to draw the foul. And she'll head to the line to shoot two. Here's Stafford at the line. Gets first one to drop.
And she doesn't get the second one to go. Looks like she's going to have another shot at it. I think might have been a lane violation there. And she gets it to roll. It'll be Titan ball into the hoop. Here comes Paige Alexander. To Maya Adams. Back to Alexander. Alexander drives to the rack. She tosses it up. No good. It's going to be rebounded by Gretchen Olsen. Full court press here by the Titans. Gretchen Olsen finds Hillary James. Trying to reset the offense here. Here's Hillary James at the top of the arc. Step back jumper. No good. Rebounded by Keith. Keith tosses it up from deep. No good. Zoe Fry fights for the ball, but Bennett is going to get the final say. Here's Bennett now. Bennett looks to shoot. It's no good. It will be Keith with the rebound. Out to Hillary James. Here's James with it now.
Hillary James marked by Paige Alexander. Over to Zoe Fry. Here's Gretchen Olsen now. Olsen drives, baseline, goes up with it, can't convert, but she'll head to the line to shoot two.
Titan foul number 22, Maya Adams. Her first, third team. Timeout, West Saints. 30-second timeout.
And we're going to head down to Jacob Okello for an interview with Saxon basketball player Kieran Pruitt and Jacob Schnell.
Hey, thank you guys. Right here, I'm here with Jacob Schnell and Kieran, one of the star players on the Saxon basketball team. Could you tell us about how it feels to win the conference championship?
It's my first one, but it's the second time for this South team. It's really awesome. The locker room was awesome. Everyone's super excited. It was just a really great feeling that I've never replicated before. It's really cool.
Thank you so much. And Jacob, talk about the assembly and what we just saw during halftime, and talk about your experience with drunk driving.
It was very interesting. I've never seen anything like it. I truly have no words. I was also in the previous halftime, I was responsible for speaking in front of everybody, and I did not do well, I will admit.
Back to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob.
We got interview by potato or tomato there, covered in red. Here's Paige Alexander with it now. Alexander out to Bennett. Bennett down low to Rudolph. It's going to be a foul. Titan ball into the hoop.
That'll be Paige Alexander inbound with 6 minutes and 14 seconds remaining on the clock in the third quarter.
Alexander tosses it down to Rudolph.
Rudolph. Oh! Blocked by Hillary James.
James.
Rudolph gets the pass off to Paige Alexander, and Hillary James just swats her there.
She said, no, 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 not today.
Titans do get a 3 on the other end. Here come the Saxons. 32-24. Here's Hillary James. Over to Delaney Keith. She finds Zoe Fry in the post. Gretchen Olsen. Here's Hillary James. Kicks it out to Victoria Stafford. Stafford from top of the arc.
Hey!
There we go.
Count the basket.
Victoria Stafford from the top of the key gets the drop.
Nothing but net.
Titans find Olivia Rudolph in the post. She's marked by Zoe Fry. Trying to connect there with Maya Adams, but she's unable to. It goes out of bounds, and it'll be Saxon ball.
5 minutes and 14 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Here's James with it now.
Ellison Haydes checks back into the game, this time for Zoe Fry. Over to Gretchen Olsen. Olsen drives, can't get to the roll. Paige Alexander recovers. Here come the Titans. Here's Madison Ailstock. Back to Paige Alexander. Here's Paige Alexander. Finds Olivia Rudolph. Rudolph dishes to Ailstock. Ailstock converts. Titans back within single digits. Here's Hillary James. Over to Ellison Haydes. Delaney Keith drives baseline. Connects with Hillary James in the corner. Her three's no good. Rebounded by Madison Ailstock. Here's Paige Alexander. Just over 4 minutes on the clock in the third quarter. Alexander steps back, tries a deep three. Off the mark. Rebounded by Madison Ailstock. Alexander switches the floor to Lizzie Bennett. She goes up with it.
Finds Maya Adams out of the arc. No good. It's rebounded by Delaney Keith.
Delaney Keith to Hillary James.
3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining in the third.
James drives straight to the rack, goes up with the left hand, and converts. Hillary James with the left hand converts. We're going to head back down once again to Jacob Okello. Oh.
Never mind.
Excuse me, there will be no timeout on the play.
It'll be Paige Alexander with the ball.
.320 remaining in the third. Alexander drives. Finds Maya Adams.
No good.
No good from Rudolph. Rudolph gets the rebound. Loose ball. Connects with Ailstock. Ailstock converts. Titans within 9 now. Over to Keith. Keith's got the wide open three.
Boom! Shakalaka! Keith from deep.
Keith with the wide three there in transition. Puts Saxons up 12 going into the timeout. And we are going to head back down to Jacob Okello for another report in the timeout. We're having some technical difficulties there, but we're going to head right back down to play. And the timeout's just finishing. Here's Paige Alexander.
2 minutes and 52 seconds remain in the third.
Alexander marked by Delaney Keith. Now marked by Hillary James. Both defenders completely giving her the left side. And Alexander lose control, and West Salem calls a timeout.
Timeout, West Salem. 60 seconds.
So in this timeout, Saxon's currently lead by 12. 2 minutes and 39 seconds remaining in the third. And Saxons are doing quite well.
Both teams playing really great defense down in the paint, but the height advantage definitely does help put points up on the board for the Saxons. The senior night for South will be
against Bend High School
on
next
the 26th.
week. On the 26th. The key to the Saxon game tonight is just to make sure they keep shutting down Olivia Rudolph down in the post.
Here's Maya Adams. Out to Alexander.
Paige Alexander marked by Hillary James. She spins, goes up with the right hand, can't get it to drop. Delaney Keith recovers. Delaney Keith pulls up. They give her a wide open three, doesn't take it. Haydes finds Stafford in the post. Stafford stripped of it, but she recovers. Is able to get it out to Delaney Keith just barely. Keith drives baseline. Trying to find Hillary James there, but Paige Alexander intercepts. Here's Maya Adams. She finds Madison Ailstock, who finds Olivia Roscoe, who misses the basket there. Hillary James resets Saxon offense with 1:50 left on the clock in the third quarter. Bolden trying to find Stafford, decides to switch the floor
Long
to
lob
Hillary
there.
James. Hillary James finds Mimi Bolden deep in the corner. Bolden, big pass over to Elson Haydes. Haydes loses track of it, but it's out of bounds off West Salem. South Salem ball.
Minute 31 seconds remaining in the third quarter. Saxon's leading by 12.
Hillary James inbound, connects with Victoria Stafford. James goes up with it, and she's fouled by Maya Adams, and Hillary James will go to the line to shoot two.
West Salem foul number 22, Maya Adams, her second, 14 at the line for the Saxons. Hillary James.
Hillary James gets dropped.
Back in the game for the Titans, number 33, Olivia Rudolph. And for the Saxons, number 11, Zoe Fry.
James takes the second one, puts the Saxons up by 14 with 1:23 remaining in the third.
Alexander with it. Alexander looks to drive. Stuck in the corner. Brings it out to Bennett. Hands it off back to Alexander. Trying to reset the offense here. Tries to drive again. Gets stuck.
Trying to find Olivia Rudolph. Elson Hayes intercepts. Here's Hillary James on the break.
Less than a minute remain.
James resets the offense and looking to run out some of the clock here. .45 seconds on the clock in the third quarter. Hillary James dribbling it out. Titans choosing not to pressure. Paige Alexander now pressuring Hillary James.
Ooh, James.
Hillary James creating some space. Goes off Alexander's foot. Here comes Paige Alexander the other direction. And she's fouled. She'll head to the line to shoot two. 15 seconds on the clock. Saxons lead 14. Alexander in and out on the first one. And Gretchen Olson checks back in for the Saxons, along with Victoria Stafford. Paige Alexander barely gets second on the drop.
15 seconds. Here's James now. James drives to the hoop. Tries to look no good.
Trying to connect with Delaney Keith. Alexander steals. 5 seconds on the clock. Alexander goes to the rack and converts. 2 seconds left. And after 3, the Titans lessen the Saxon lead to only 13. Excuse me, 11.
All right, here's Hillary James with the ball, marked by Paige Alexander. James hands it off to Olson. Olson drives. Resets the offense. Olson puts some moves on Maya Adams. Olson tosses it up. She's going to be fouled. She'll head to the line to shoot 2. It's Maya Adams' 3rd foul of the night. 7 minutes, 37 seconds remain in the ballgame. Saxons with a comfortable lead of 11 points. Now
And
12.
Olson just increasing that lead even more. Titans Olivia Rudolph still is in the game, and she has definitely proven to be the most powerful force in this Titan girls team. As it looked like some sort of maybe lane violation there, and it'll be Titan ball headed back the other way.
Here's Paige Alexander.
Marked by Hillary James.
She finds Bennett.
Here's Maya Adams. Over to Lizzie Bennett. Back to Paige Alexander. Olivia Rudolph on the free throw line. Shoots over Stafford. Off target there. Here comes Gretchen Olson.
Olson double teamed.
Olson able to find Hillary James just barely there.
Ooh.
Hillary James trying to put a move on Paige Alexander. Gets a screen from Keith. Over to Stafford. Here's Olson on the wing. Gets a screen from Stafford. Over to Mimi Bolden. Bolden fakes a 3, drives baseline. Trying to dish to Stafford. Tipped up and recovered by West Salem. Paige Alexander. Tightly contested by Mimi Bolden. Finds Madison Elstock down low. No good from Maya Adams, and here come the Saxons. They lead by 12. 6 minutes and 20 seconds remain in the 4th.
James tosses it up. She gets it to roll.
Hillary James goes up with the left hand and gets to the drop.
Here's Alexander now. Alexander switches the court to Maya Adams.
Maya Adams trying to find Olivia Rudolph in the post, but Victoria Stafford doing a great job to hold her off. Here's Maya Adams. They got the mismatch now with Olsen and Rudolph, but Saxon steal. Hillary James drives the other way, finds Keith open in the corner. No good. Rebounded by the Titans, and here they come.
Here's Maya Adams. Bennett from deep.
Bennett off the mark. Rebounded by Mimi Bolden. She drives past Stock and makes some space. She finds Delaney Keith. Keith drives, gets to the drop. Delaney Keith finds some space on the baseline off the fake three and gets the layup to drop. Here's Madison Ailstock. Delaney Keith tips it out. No over and back called. Titans reset. Alexander, deep shot there and gets it to drop. It is a 2. And timeout called by West Salem. We're going to go back over to Jacob Okello for a little talk about this fourth quarter so far.
Side, as the women are leading the West Salem Titans, 47-33. Lots of good gains from this game. Lots of talent within the coaching staff, and just all of the above. Back to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Jacob. Yeah, I think you're right. I think a lot of talent on both sides of the ball. And the Saxons just need to keep holding off Olivia Rudolph to ensure they minimize Titan baskets down in the paint. Just under 5 minutes left on the clock. South Salem leads by 14. It'll be Delaney Keith inbound for the Saxons. Titans will high press here. Keith over to Hillary James. James gets it off to Keith. Keith to Olsen. Here comes Olsen, and they break the press. Switches to Hillary James. She's got a lot of space. She tries the 3 off the mark. West Salem ball. South Salem did a great job of staying calm and breaking that press, but unlucky shot there by Hillary James.
Here's Alexander, marked by James. 4 minutes and 30 seconds remain in the ballgame.
Alexander gets hit in the face with the ball, and it'll be an official timeout. Inbound to the Paige Alexander following the official timeout.
Way off the mark there.
Alexander drives, goes up with it. Loose ball on the rebound, but it goes out. Titan ball.
4 minutes and 13 seconds remain in the ballgame.
Here's Madison Ailstock.
Almost loses control of it.
Alexander trying to find Olivia Roscoe down low. Delaney Keith intercepts, but they're going to call a foul on the play. This time on South Salem's Victoria Stafford. West Salem would get another chance to reset their offense. Here's Paige Alexander to inbound. Finds Sarah Rice. Sarah Rice nowhere to go. Barely gets off the Paige Alexander. Alexander is not going to take the screen from Olivia Roscoe. She does now. Delaney Keith is able to intercept, but tips it out of bounds. Titan ball. Alexander inbound. Up to Sarah Rice. Here's Paige Alexander. She finds Ailstock back door, and she converts. Titans within 12 now. They continue to high press. Hillary James is able to dribble through the press, though, and draw the foul on West Salem Sarah Rice. It'll be Saxon ball on the sideline. 3 minutes and 23 seconds remain in the fourth. Saxons lead by 12. And Olivia Rudolph gets ready to check in for Lizzie Bennett.
Yep.
Here's Victoria Stafford from deep. Off the mark, rebounded by Paige Alexander. 3:15 remain in the fourth. Sarah Rice loses control. Victoria Stafford recovers. Here's Mimi Bolden.
Bolden resetting the offense here.
3 minutes on the clock. Saxons lead by 12. Bolden out to Keith. Keith fakes the three, drives. Olsen drives. Mimi Bolden dishes out to Delaney Keith, and it's going to be a foul there. And Mimi Bolden's going to go to the line to shoot 1-on-1. The foul is on Olivia Roscoe. Bolden can't get a drop. Out of bounds, Titan ball. Paige Alexander. No good on the pass. Tipped out of bounds. Saxon ball. It'll be Delaney Keith the inbound. Titans continue to high press. She's able to connect with Hillary James over Victoria Stafford. Stafford finds Gretchen Olsen. Olsen drives and draws the foul on Titans' Olivia Rudolph, and she'll go to the line to shoot. 2:35 remain in the fourth. Saxons lead by 12. First one to drop. And she'll get a chance at another here. And gets second one to drop. Putting the Saxons up 49-35. 2:30 left in the fourth. Paige Alexander finds Olivia Rudolph. And loose ball foul on the play on Hillary James. Excuse me, on Victoria Stafford. And it'll be Saxon ball underneath the basket with, Titan ball underneath the basket with Paige Alexander. Inbounded to Olivia.
Madison Ailstock. Stolen by Hillary James. James on the fast break. Bounce pass to Gretchen Olsen. She gets it to roll. Here's Paige Alexander with it now. Alexander, jump back from the three. No good. Rebounded by Rice. Rice doesn't get it to roll. Here's Bolden with the rebound. Bolden crosses up Alexander. Ooh, Lord.
Hey, look on the replay here. Bolden putting some moves on Paige Alexander.
Broken
She's got
ankles.
her stumbling.
Here's Alexander back with the ball.
Delaney Keith tries to draw the charge and is unable to. Paige Alexander will head to the line to shoot with 1:39 on the clock.
She might need some ice for those ankles, huh?
I think so.
Here's Paige Alexander with the first.
And she gets to the drop. Timeout. Saxon coach Lewis.
Salem, 60 seconds.
All right. Minute 39 left in the ball game. Saxons 51, Titans 38. It's going to be Delaney Keith to inbound the ball underneath the hoop.
Delaney Keith the inbound. She connects with Hillary James. 1:35 on the fourth quarter clock. Here's Gretchen Olson on the side.
Olsen crosses her over.
Here's Hillary James for the Saxons. 1:25 remain in the fourth.
51-38.
Here's Victoria Stafford. Connects with Gretchen Olson. That's going to be a foul on the play. This time on Maya Adams. This will send Gretchen Olson to the line to shoot.
2.
She gets the first one to drop. She'll get a chance at another.
Minute 14 remain in the ballgame.
And she gets to the drop. Pushing this Saxon lead to 53-38.
Here's Alexander. Alexander moves off the screen, double teamed.
Tipped out by Stafford. Olivia Rudolph recovers. Rudolph spins, goes up the left hand, and converts.
1 minute remain.
Saxons lead by 13. Victory is very visible. Switched over to Hillary James. James going to try to run at the clock, and she's fouled by Paige Alexander. And she'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Sink it.
Can't get the first one to drop, but she'll get a chance at another.
It'll be Paige Alexander with the ball. She crosses. Nowhere to go. Tosses it up. Doesn't go. Rebounded by Stafford.
35 seconds on the clock. Here's Hillary James. And she's fouled by Olivia Rudolph. That'll send her to the line
To shoot.
James gets to the drop. Pushing the Saxon lead to 15. And Saxon's making a lot of subs here. Zoe Fry, Quincy Winder, Ellison Haydes, and Tiani Gebauer. James can't get the drop. Rebounded by Sarah Rice. 30 seconds on the clock. Paige Alexander drives to the rack.
Oh,
She's
stuffed.
blocked by Zoe Fry. There is a foul on the play, but the initial play, Paige Alexander goes up, and Zoe Fry swats it down.
Get that garbage out of here.
Saxon ball on the baseline as Paige Alexander checks out along with Olivia Rudolph. The two key players for this West Salem team.
A lot of substitutions to the West Salem team. It'll be Hillary James to bring it up the court. 20 seconds.
Looks like James is going to run at the clock.
Very great game here by the Saxons.
Getting a nice, comfortable 15-point lead to continue their undefeated streak in conference.
And that's a win, folks, for both the boys and girls South Salem Saxon basketball teams. The
Both
final
teams,
score,
once again, conference champions.
the Saxons 55, Titans 40. Looks like we might be heading down to Jacob Okello for a post-game interview shortly. Make sure to stay tuned for that.
We're going to try and head down to Jacob Okello and get an interview with one of the players following the game. Here's Jacob Okello with Victoria Stafford.
Yeah, thank you. Could you tell us about the atmosphere of the game?
I mean, it's a huge rivalry. Ever since last year, it's just been a huge game for us, and we needed this win to stay undefeated and to go up in rankings. So, just crazy atmosphere, fun to play in, and yeah.
That sounds great. Could you tell us about the ball? People were saying that it's a little too square, too triangular. Could you tell us about the fluidity of the ball?
I mean, I don't think the ball is that square, but if you think it's square, then I mean we can round it a little more.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Back to you guys upstairs.
All right, thank you, Jacob.
God bless America, folks. God bless.
Signing out from South Salem High School, I'm Stuart Herringer.
And I'm Anthony Salisbury. And
Good night.